What's up, everybody? Captain Mel here, and today we're going to discuss something that's become a little bit of a hot button topic, and that's Palworld, as you could see. On the 19th, which was Friday, in the United States at least, Palworld launched, which is put out by a company named Pocketpair. It launched to massive success with sales raking in sales of over 2 million units within the first 24 hours, and it doesn't show any sign of slowing down, at least. Now, I will say this: I purchased it. I have been playing it, not streaming it. I have been playing it. I've been enjoying it. I've been having fun with it. But that is to say, I have also heard that, oh, well, uh, a lot of some not so great things about Pocket Pair as a company. Now, Pocket Pair, for those of you that are unaware, um, let us take a moment and let us look into what they have put out in the past. One of the games that they have put out is Craftopia, which was a crafting game, which was very much in the vein of Breath of the Wild and with crafting, because that's what the design was clearly around, based around. I played the game. Um, but they have other games that they have released as well. Craftopia coming out in 2020. Um, Over Dungeon was another game that they released in 2019. Uh, Roguelite Tower Defense and card game. And the last of which, before Palworld launched, was AI Art Imposter, which is basically just a based off of, I believe, a Gartic phone style game. It is a you're a progressive artist who commands AI to generate images. You don't need aesthetic art to draw good artwork. It takes 5 minutes to play, multiplayer between Steam, Android, and iOS supported. It's a drawing party game, yes. So similar to Gartic Phone. Now, this is where we get into sketchy territory. There were rumors and allegations made that they had used generative AI to supplement some of the programming, as well as uh, the use of the AI art was. There were allegations that the AI was stealing the art or scraping it from other places, which very well may be the case. I I'm still doing research into this. There may be more another video coming up on Art Imposter and the company Pocket Pair as we go into the future. But the main problem that people seem to have with this company is the CEO of the company has come out as a supporter and proponent of the use of AI. And of course, AI is a hot button topic, as we are all well aware by now. And, well, let's talk a little bit about Pocket Pair first. Then we'll get into the AI topic. Pocket Pair is based out of Japan. It is based out of Tokyo. And the CEO, Takuro Mizobi, apologies if I'm pronouncing that wrong, um, is the CEO of the company. He is a graduate of Tokyo University. I'm sorry, the Tokyo Institute of Technology, and you know has developed games in the past with, or at least has some development experience in the past working on a DS game and other things as well. Let's see, his virtual currency exchange coin check. You know, he's clearly a tech bro. Let's just call him what he is. He's a tech bro. Okay. So the issue that people have, of course, with Palworld being as popular as it was, because I guarantee you, here's the thing: nobody would care if it wasn't a sensation, like an overnight sensation. Nobody would even be mentioning Palworld if it sucked or if it was horrible or if nobody played it. I came across this title and had been looking forward to this title since I heard about it a couple of years ago, probably around 2021, when somebody posted a quick video to something that looked like Pokemon with guns, and I just thought it was gonna be like a parody game, if I'm gonna be honest. But people have been saying, well, theft and reuse, AI generative. First of all, I want to remind everybody one thing and one thing. If there was a major issue with this, it wouldn't have been released. Why? Because Nintendo, who of course is, along with Niantic, runs Pokemon with an iron fist, is one of the most litigious companies in the world. There is no shot that Nintendo didn't get wind of this, or Niantic didn't get wind of Palworld, or didn't take a look at this and hasn't already, if that was the case, if there was an issue that they had with it, if there were truly something malicious going on, this game would have been cease and desisted long ago. I need to remind everybody that because that's the truth. But that's not the real issue here. The real issue goes back to something from about a year ago, which is the entire issue centering on another game that was based off of a licensed property. Yes, I'm going to talk about Hogwarts Legacy or whatever that game was. The problem with Hogwarts is that, as we know, J.K. Rowling is a massive transphobe and has gone out of her way to donate to causes to actively hurt and damage that community. And I mean, overall, nobody, really nobody likes J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter still has tons of fans, but there is always going to be the stigma around that because anytime you're buying Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling, is getting a piece of that pie. She's getting that money because that is her IP. And she gets that money and then she goes and she actively uses it to harm people. But when Hogwarts Legacy came out, there were a lot of people that were looking forward to it. Some people, I'm sure, because people just don't do research, were not probably aware of the fact that she was a massive transphobe. I don't know how you could miss that, but still, people got it, played it, and were attempting to stream it, and a lot of people caught a lot of hate for that. Now, here's the thing. I don't like J.K. Rowling. I refuse to support Harry Potter because of her beliefs and what she does with the money. And that's one thing. I may not agree with somebody playing it on stream or whatnot, but I'm never going to go into a stream and be like, actively bully and threaten people. The problem with that is it's okay not to like something. It's okay to voice your opinion about not liking something. But if somebody is streaming it, to go in there and accuse them of being a transphobe when you have no idea about anything about them is, frankly, to use a legal term, that is assassination of character. Okay, that is defamation, and it is in fact harassment to go into somebody's and go in there and hate raid and threaten. And the problem is that like I said, it's okay not to like something. It's okay to disagree with something. It's okay to be vocal about it. But it's not okay to threaten people. And that's the problem that a lot of people get. All I have to look at is the case with Zeppele when she was streaming it, when Pikami streamed it and was literally forced off the platform and to retire from her character at the time, to the thing that happened with Silvervale. A lot of things happen. A lot of people caught a lot of flack for even thinking about streaming Hogwarts Legacy, and a lot of people were bullied and threatened. And this is the problem. Not liking something and being against something and hating the author about that, that's one thing. Vocalizing your displeasure with people in a general way that stream it or doing, that's fine. Here's the thing where it becomes a problem: going into somebody's stream, going after somebody, and actively harassing them for it makes you look like not it makes you a bully, but then death threats about this and these things, that means you have a mental illness, because yes, that is a sign of instability. That is what leads to violence. That is what leads to horrible acts, and you need to seek help. And I'm not saying, again, I hate J.K. Rowling, but going into somebody's stream and actively bullying and threatening somebody's life because they're doing something that you don't agree with is wrong. On every stretch of the imagination, that's wrong. Okay? And that is what we saw happen. And it was the side of things where terms like virtue signaling and woke and all this shit get thrown around. These are words that, and cancel culture and all of this shit that gets thrown around to me is just absurd. And maybe that's my generation, being an older generation and not understanding, and seeing the younger generations come up with nothing to really, like with very little. They're always looking to be angry. I think that's the best way to put it. They're always looking for something to be angry at. Now, I want to fast forward a couple of months to the, well, actually, I want to go back a little bit before that to a game called Phasmophobia. Just follow along with me. Phasmophobia, it came out, it turned out that their members of their staff and their developers and their CEO turned out to have allegations of racism and sexism going along. And a lot of these things look to be the case from what we had seen on Discord things, on Discord screen caps and things like that that were put out. And yet, streamers kept streaming it. And in one instance, somebody that I know said, well, listen, I may not agree with it, but I also, this is how I make my living. So I'm going to have to play Phasmo. I'm going to play Phasmo because that's how I get viewers and that's how I make money. Yet this is the same person. And this is something I've heard a lot from people, which is problematic because it's, if it affects their bottom line, they'll be willing to overlook things. And I get that. That's the reality of content creation. But it's also the hypocrisy that lists. That's why whenever I see something on Twitter and whenever I see arguments on Twitter and things like this come up, I have to, I always have to laugh. But this is what bothers me specifically about this, because here is a case with this company that I can actually call some people out. Now, I'm not going to use names, but I'm actually going to use examples because there are people that are up in arms because of the CEO's being the CEO of Pocketpair, being a proponent of AI and somebody who's like NFTs as well. And here's where I'm going to go out and actually call out the bullshit, because this is what I'm going to do. I'm tired of seeing this because there are people that I know that were streaming this game yesterday, that people went into their stream for no reason, first-time chatters that have never been there before, see that they're playing Palworld, go in, and are acting like jackasses, telling them that they're a shitty streamer, hoping that they get canceled. Things like this are going on, all because of AI. And this is what I was talking about with the whole situation with... This is what I'm talking about, the whole situation going back to reminding me of the Hogwarts Legacy situation, which is why I brought that up. So now I'm gonna just call this out because this is one of the things that truly, truly bothers me about this. Okay? People going in, and one of them said, well, all of you playing Palworld, one of the comments says, I'm not going to name names, specifically because I don't think that's right. I'm not going to dox somebody because I don't agree with their opinion, but people have said that for all of you playing Palworld, it's not my place to judge you, but it's not my place to tell you what to do. But don't let me catch you talking about being anti AI. Well, here's the thing, and I'm going to point this out because there's a clear amount of hypocrisy because they intone that it's all or nothing. Okay, you're either all against AI or you're a supporter of it. So let's deal with this. I'm just going to read a tweet from somebody. To be clear, I won't support any game using NFTs or AI, including Square Enix games like Formstars. This means I'm looking into things from project to project and supporting positive decisions. I will vote with my wallet and communicate those same decisions when I can. Well, here's the deal. Here's the problem with that statement. Okay, they are still. This person is still actively playing Final Fantasy 14 and is actively looking forward to playing Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. And they have not changed that. But I want to point out that the president of Square Enix, in a New Year's letter dated January 1st, and I'm going to read this excerpt. We're not going to read the whole thing because it's a 4-page letter, and I'm not going to make this an hour long video, although it might get to be that time. Okay, let's talk about. In our digital entertainment business, we are working to strengthen both our content development and publishing capabilities. On the content of the development side, we are working not only to vet our existing pipeline titles under development, but also put the capabilities in place to ensure that development efforts that have yet to begin result in products and services that meet the expectation of our customers more than ever before. Specifically, we've begun optimizing our resource allocation across the entire development chain in order to accelerate an effort that was already underway to strengthen our internal development capabilities. We are also expanding knowledge sharing with the goal of standardizing our process and enhancing our efficiencies. On the publishing side, which consists of sales and marketing functions, we are working to enable greater global collaboration and to promote a shift to digital by sharing information with our group on the features that unique in different geographical markets, on the best practices for addressing them, on bolstering our publishing capabilities globally. We see this as an effective means not only to maximize our sales of new titles, but also to deliver our rich back catalog to more customers and in turn expand our fan base of our group's intellectual properties. We are also working on to put organizational structures in place to enable closer collaboration between our content development and publishing functions. Our goal is to strike a balance between a product-oriented and market-oriented approach so that we're able to share our customer views with our client and development team and thereby create content that makes our customers even happier than before. We also intend to be aggressive in applying AI and other cutting edge technologies to both our content development and our publishing functions. In the short term, our goal will be to enhance our development productivity to achieve greater sophistication in our marketing efforts. In the longer term, we hope to leverage those technologies to create new forms of content for our customers. And we believe that technological innovation represents business opportunities. With our focus on publication, let's go here. That's one portion of it. In terms of new business domains, we previously identified 3 focus investment fields, namely blockchain, entertainment, Web 3.0, AI, and the cloud. Last year, we defined our overarching mission and goals for these 3 fields. We are currently working to modify our organizational structure and to optimize our resources allocations to support these efforts. In terms of this is where they go. This is where you can clearly see that a large focus of Square Enix. Now, this is signed from Takashi Kiryu, the president and representative director of Square Enix Holdings Limited. So, Square Enix, I'm sure you've heard of them. Dragon Quest series, Final Fantasy series, Mana series. They're out there. They've been around. There is literally no difference between Square Enix Takashi Kiryu supporting and actively investing in AI, and they've already, by the way, issued NFTs. So for everybody that's been not they've already issued NFTs. This has happened within the last 2 years. They've issued a number of NFTs with different action figures and things like that. Square Enix is perhaps one of the most complicit AI collaborators overall. And some of these people on Twitter that are making these appeals to people and that are like openly angry are actually avid Final Fantasy fans. These are people that are supporting that. And in case where I read the one before where I'll make a decision on a project by project basis, you don't get to do that. You don't get to play Final Fantasy VII and then rail against Palworld because you're supporting a company regardless of whether or not that particular project used AI. Your point is your money is still going to Square Enix and it is still going to fund a company that is more active in supporting and using generative AI than Pocketpair could ever hope to be by a scale of billions. And more to the point, I know that a lot of the people out there are involved in this and that are actively like shaming people and being, you know, angry at people that are playing Palworld, yet they are actively supporting Square Enix, which is far more involved with investing in AI and furthering AI and pushing AI on us than anybody else. So here's another one. I'm going to be real with you all. I'm not interested in playing Palworld. The dev being scummy with AI and NFTs just doesn't sit right with me personally. I get people are having fun and with it, and I'm sorry if I make anyone feel bad about it. It's just not something I'm comfortable with. From a creator, specifically that got partnered through playing Final Fantasy XIV and who continues to stream Square Enix games. A company which very much is being scummy with AI and NFTs. This is a hypocrite. These people are all hypocrites. I want you to understand that. I'm going to call them out because it is bullshit. These people are gaslighting themselves and gaslighting their fans into thinking they're anti AI. That is the honest to God truth because, again, Palworld maybe is a game that they're not going to play. But God forbid you tell them to stop playing Final Fantasy or stop supporting Square Enix. They're gonna be, well, it's not the same thing. It is the same thing. So if you're going to use absolutes and you're going to be like, well, it's all or nothing, then cancel your 14 subscription. Stop playing Final Fantasy. Stop supporting mostly almost all of the companies that are developing. You better just stop. Oh, and by the way, if you're a VTuber, you might want to stop that too because here's the deal. I got news for you. Your phone that you use, your iPhones, they support Apple. Apple is definitely in the business of furthering AI. That's what that digital assistant on your phone is. It is an AI. Also, you'd best stop using Amazon because Amazon Alexa clearly is an AI. That's what it's developed for. That's what it's there for. It's a marketing AI. So, you see where I'm going with this? Doesn't it seem a little bit ridiculous? Here's the thing. I'm going to say this because it's the honest to God truth. If you want to go out there and say, look, I'm not going to play the game, that's fine. Don't make it a cause because I guarantee you, especially in instances like this, your hypocrisy is shown. Okay? If you want to make a cause in the right way, if you want to talk about it and you want to vocalize it, express it in a way that's actually productive. Educate people. Tell people, look, this is why, this is what's going on. Not just try to guilt trip people into feeling bad about what they want to do. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just tired of the hypocrisy. And in nowhere does this show more blatantly than it does right here. Because Square Enix is openly supporting AI and generative AI, and many of the people that are out out there decrying Palworld are the same people that are actively and openly supporting and promoting Square Enix products. So I'm just going to point this out. They really have no basis to stand for. And if you see anybody doing that, just ignore them because they're playing favorites. They're jumping on a bandwagon and they're trying to get this. Now, if you really want to do something and take a stand, here's what you do. You write to your local representatives. I know this may seem like, oh, but that's the only way to get legislation done, put in place, is to write to to these representatives and let them know that this is an issue that you're concerned about. Put it on their radar so that they know. Second, stop grandstanding on social media like there's some sort of activist. You're not. I'm going to tell you that right now. You're not. Especially if it's very obvious to people and you don't have to look very hard to see what you've been streaming, what you've been playing, because people will see that and they will point it out to you. I was very kind. I didn't use names, but there were plenty of examples that came up today of people doing this. Just take a moment to step back. If you're unhappy with the game, feel free to voice that, but don't try to make people feel guilty about something in this instance where it's not obvious that the game in question is being used is using AI in it. People are making assumptions, but people have yet to furnish any facts. And again, don't be so quick to be like, oh, this company's bad because of this. And then when a company that you like or a company that puts a game that you like out that you've been playing for years, that has been doing this for the past 5 or 6 years, mind you, publicly, all of a sudden, just because something comes out that is popular, don't bandwagon on it. Okay, just saying that the best way to do it is to say, hey, look, this is this is where I have concerns about this developer. Put that out there. That's it. Don't try to guilt trip people because that's manipulative, and then you're the bad guy. I'm going to tell you that's right now. If anybody is actively bullying people here, you're a piece of garbage. If you're bullying people because they're playing Palworld, you should go out and touch grass and perhaps seek therapy. And I'm not kidding. I'm not just saying that to be like, ooh, he's trying to be edgy. No, I'm serious. If this gets you that mad that you feel you need to go in and harass somebody, you need to seek mental help. You have a problem. That is the truth. There is a way to deal with things, and then there is a way to not deal with things. Bullying people, going into people's streams and harassing them because you don't like what they're doing, that's a sign that you are the problem. You are not part of the solution. You are part of the problem. And all you're doing is making whatever your beliefs are look bad. You are hurting your cause rather than helping your cause. So take a step back, take a breath, go outside, get some air, and figure out what to do. If you want to support artists, then support artists. There are many great artists. I can name 2 right now, Ghoul Mommy, Art Womble, that you can go and you can commission art for, and you will help them, and you will make a stand against AI art. Also, I want to point out, just as an aside before we go, that none of these people made a big deal about the use of the fact that SAG-AFTRA, who just, came off a strike that included them going against the big studios about using AI actors, but yet they said it was okay to use AI, albeit with some things, on behalf of the voice actors on behalf of voice actors in games and in things. Oh yeah, they could use that as long as they get paid royalty without consulting pretty much any of the voice actors. No, but yet nobody really mentioned that except for 1 or 2 people here or there. So all y'all who are getting upset about Palworld really need to look at your voice actor friends and apologize to them because you didn't pay attention, because it didn't affect you. So let's stop and let's take a step back. Support your artists by commissioning your artists. Don't go to AI. Support your voice actors by commissioning your voice actors and hiring actual voice actors and doing and not going to the AI route. Okay, same with actors. Although right now, I'll be honest, SAG-AFTRA is looking like a bunch of big old hypocrites too. So that being said, I just can't watch bullshit happen and see people try to make other people manipulate other people because they're using something, they're enjoying something because, and when they're coming out again, I don't like seeing people being hypocritical. Wake the fuck up. Seriously, wake up, get your head out of your butts, and pay attention because I'm watching and I will call you out on your bullshit. All right. That being said, have a good day. I really don't have too much more to say. Like and subscribe. But really, I can't stand to watch the hypocrisy out there. Mel out.